This game spent 3 years as a battle royale, then the devs faced reality and killed it. December 2025, Funktronic Labs announces a Scramble Knights Royale, a 32-player turtleback sailing to shore. A last night standing wins the favor of the princess. A trailer drops, gameplay footage is out, Xbox and PC confirmed. It looked like a top-down Zelda battle royale with crafting and dungeons. Actually kind of interesting. And then early 2026, they cancel it. 3 years of development gone. Not a quiet pivot either, no rebrand and pretend it never happened. A co-founder Eddie Lee gave an interview to GamesRadar and said this quote, "The haters were right. Battle Royale was dead on arrival, so now we're making a PvE co-op." The haters were right. A game developer said that to a journalist on the record. Here's why he said it though. Lee admitted sustaining 2,000 to 3,000 concurrent players for live service Battle Royale was, his words, damn near impossible for an indie studio. He ran the numbers and the numbers said no. I can't really think another time developer has been this blunt about killing their own game. Pivots happen all the time. Studios cancel project and move on. They don't go to a press and say the haters were right. A Bungie could learn from these guys. That is generally pretty unusual. And I bring this up because it matters for what they're building now. If a studio can look at 3 years of work and say this isn't going to work, we were wrong, let's make something else, that's a studio that might actually have the self-awareness to ship something good. Or it's a studio that just wasted 3 years and is scrambling. We don't know yet, but the honesty earns some attention. So what did they build instead? A Scramble Knights Online. Same art style, same top-down combat DNA, completely different game. The 32-player deathmatch becomes 4-player co-op. The Battle Royale ring becomes shared open-world kingdom called Terracotta. A last night standing becomes questing and looting and crafting and hanging out in the town square. No, I haven't played this game. The summer beta is happening, but I haven't gotten hands on it yet. This is a kind of an early look based on the Steam page, the trailers, the developer interviews, everything we can piece together before the game is in our hands. The goal is simple: tell you what Scramble Knights Online actually is, and if it's worth tracking before anyone else covers it. Let's get into it. Scramble Knights Online is a top-down, Zelda-inspired multiplayer action RPG, a solo or up to 4 players co-op in shared online world. A developer is Funktronic Labs, a small indie studio out of LA, self-published, coming to PC on Steam and Xbox Series consoles. A Q4 2026, expected price is $15 to $20, no subscription. The core loop goes like this: you're a knight in training in the kingdom of Terracotta, an archipelago with different islands, towns, dungeons spread across the map. You embark on a bite-sized quest, fight monsters like electric slimes and rock-hurling crabs, solve Zelda-like dungeon puzzles, defeat bosses at the end of each dungeon. You collect gems, crafting materials, rare loot, and then return to the town square. That's the social hub. Upgrade your gear at the blacksmith, craft new weapons, experiment with different builds, then head back out. Quest, loot, craft, repeat. It is not an MMO, it is an online co-op adventure game with an RPG progression. The world is shared, so you see other players on their own quests. You can team up organically or ignore them. It's your call. PvP is in the game. Teams can encounter each other in the world and clash over resources, but it is not the focus here. The focus is the PvE loop. And one last thing about the developer: a Funktronic Labs made a VR game before this, The Light Brigade, a tactical roguelike shooter, Nova 111, a puzzle adventure, a Fuji, a VR gardening experience, a good games, well reviewed, but none of them are multiplayer online RPGs, zero experience in the genre. This is their most ambitious project by a mile, and that's both exciting and terrifying. But the core loop sounds fine. What actually caught my attention are the features that most co-op RPGs just do not bother with. First one, online split screen. A local couch co-op that connects to the online world. 2 players, 1 screen, online. Almost nobody in the genre does online split screen. It is pretty rare, and here's why it matters. One person buys the game, their partner or roommate plays free on the same screen, both get invested. It's a viral growth mechanic disguised as an accessibility feature. The game also supports Steam Remote Play together, so you don't even need to be in the same room for the split screen to work. Second is a chicken mode. When you die, you do not get a respawn screen. You turn into a chicken and spectate your teammates. You clunk around, watch the fight, wait for a revive. This feature survived the pivot from the Battle Royale version. It was a spectate mode in the BR2. The devs skipped the joke feature. It's giving Realm Royale chicken mode energy, and that's not a bad thing. That tells you something about the tone of the game. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and that's a good sign. A third, the town square social hub. Between quests, you hang out in the shared town, upgrade your gear, show off your cosmetics, fish with friends, form parties before heading back out. The chibi art style, the social hub energy, and the co-op adventure format gives off some MapleStory 2 vibes. Seriously, people in the subreddit kept bringing this up, and MapleStory 2 players have been looking for something to fill that gap since the game shut down. Most co-op games are just matchmaking lobbies. This one is a building a place. A space where you exist between runs. That social layer matters for keeping a player base alive. And then the price, $15 to $20, no subscription. That's an impulse buy territory for a co-op groups. One friend grabs it, the rest follow. The Steam page list in-app purchases, but the devs have explicitly moved away from live service monetization pressure, likely cosmetics only. So it sounds good on paper, but there are reasons to bump the brakes a little bit. The studio never shipped the multiplayer online game. The server infrastructure, netcode, anti-cheat, live operations, all new territory for them. The pivot is a little bit of a double-edged sword. Admitting the BR was a mistake shows some self-awareness, but it also means they spent 3 years building the wrong game. How much of that development time actually translates to this new version? Unknown. A player population, a $15 to $20 buy-to-play multiplayer game, needs a critical mass to feel alive. If launch numbers are low, the shared world concept collapses. You show up to an empty town square and the magic is gone. And then there's the revenue side. What's the plan for monetization beyond the box price? If this is going to be a live service game at $15 with no subscription, DLC expansions would kinda make sense, but it needs something to keep the lights on. And here's the ironic part. They killed the Battle Royale because they couldn't guarantee 2,000 to 3,000 concurrent players. A co-op RPG needs fewer players to function, but it still needs players. The exact same problem, just a smaller scale. Then there's the whole PvP and PvE tension. Keeping both in the same shared world without one ruining the other is hard to design. We have no details on how this is handled. Is PvP opt-in? Are there safe zones? Can someone roll up on your dungeon run and gank you? If this is wrong, it breaks the game for both audiences. PvE players get grieved, PvP players have nobody to fight, and the Q4 2026 window is quite wide. Could be October, could be December, no narrow date. A summer beta is running now, early access is targeted for a fall, but the timeline is still a bit loose here. So with all that on the table, is this game worth your attention? Yes. I think it's worth tracking, not worth pre-ordering, not worth hyping as the next big thing, but absolutely worth keeping an eye on. The genre gap is real. There are shockingly few good top-down Zelda-like co-op RPGs on Steam. Someone needs to fill this space, and nobody has done it well yet. The developer's honesty about the pivot is genuinely refreshing. That kind of transparency is pretty rare, and it earns trust. The features are smart: online split screen, chicken mode, a town square hub. Most of these are gimmicks. The online split screen and the town square hub solves a real problem for co-op games. The chicken mode is 100% gimmick, but it's the good kind. If you're a fan of like top-down Zelda and want to play with friends, if you're a co-op group looking for a new game that isn't another survival crafting grind, if you're a MapleStory 2 refugee who missed the social hub energy, or if you just respect the developer that can admit when they're wrong, this one might be for you. If you want polished, guaranteed experience, wait. The game isn't out yet, and the studio has no track record in the genre. If you hate PvP in any form, wait until we know how it's handled. And if you need a massive player population, manage your expectation. This is an indie game. Here's what to do right now. Wishlist is on Steam, the store page is live and it helps the algorithm and helps the devs if you're interested. Sign up for the summer beta via the request access button on the Steam page. I'm definitely watching this one because it's a genre that needs a win. The devs do have the right attitude. Feature set is smarter than most co-op RPGs coming out right now. Is it going to be good? No idea. The studio never done this before, but it's exactly the kind of game worth being early on. Anyway, wishlist it, sign up for the beta, see for yourself. Thanks for the time. See you in the next one. Back to the grind.